13 on your side's Emily Scarlett is at a polling location in Grand Rapids this morning with more on efforts there before voters start showing up, and they're probably going to start showing up pretty soon. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Jay, Meredith, good morning. That's right. We're live this morning from LaGrave Avenue Christian Reformed Church. Inside this time, as you mentioned, we're now less than an hour away from polls opening. And as you can see, there are efforts already underway this morning, getting things all set up for voters to head here. We're speaking live this morning with the Grand Rapids City Clerk, Joel Hondorp. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We want to make sure voters are prepared. And you said really they should start with sort of a checklist.
Yeah, so what we tell voters is to go to www.michigan.gov/vote, plan your day, know before you go. You can find out where if you're registered to vote, where you're registered to vote, where your precinct is. You can look at a sample ballot. If you have an absentee ballot, you can check that to see if we received it. So know before you go, because we don't want someone standing in line and then find out they're in the wrong place when they could have just easily checked before they went.
Absolutely, and that's a great point too. These are all things that you can check ahead of time before you go to the polls to make sure you have the information you need, but also things that can be fixed if they're not in order just yet before you get to the polls. You want to be sure to grab an ID, but you can still vote without one.
Yeah, so if you have photo ID, we'll ask you for it. If you don't have it in your possession, then you'll fill out an affidavit on the back of it, the application that's stating under oath that everything on the front side of that application is true and correct.
Absolutely. So an easy fix there. Also, if you're not yet registered to vote but are wanting to vote today, you can still make that happen.
Yeah, so you go to your local city or township clerk's office. You can't register at the precinct. So go, but check your registration first, because we don't want you to wait in line there or go through that whole process and then find out you're already registered. So know before you go.
All right. Any good times that people should keep in mind to head to the polls opening in about 40 minutes, as we said? So when's a good time today?
I always think of when you learn to drive at 10 and 2. So 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock are usually a little bit more down times. It gets busy at the beginning of the day, a little bit picked up at lunchtime, and then right after work, after 5 o'clock, it gets a little busier again. So if you can sneak out of work to go vote today, if you're out running errands, 10 and 2 are usually good times to do that.
All right, perfect. Hadn't heard that one before. Easy to remember, 10 and 2. But of course, polls are open from 7 a.m. until 8 tonight. And as long as you are in line before 8, at 8 o'clock, you will still be able to vote. Back to you all.
Emily, thank you. All that information so helpful. I too had never heard 10 and 2, and well noted. Thanks so much. We're going to check back in with Emily in just a little while to talk more about the election and the race for governor.